Iran, the most powerful Shia-dominated country in the world, led by one of the most radical theocratic regimes, is tipping towards further radicalization as its supreme leader Ali Khamenei has thrown his weight behind a leader so radical he makes current President Hassan Rouhani look like a saint. But it's not going to be a cakewalk, as resistance mounts not just from the people but also from the family of the former supreme leader and father of the Islamic Revolution of Iran, Ruhollah Khameini. Things just got very interesting in Iran. Hi, and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Shubhangi, and in this video, I will tell you about Iran's new political storm. Let's begin. The Iranian presidential polls are scheduled for June 18th. Hassan Rouhani, who happens to be considered a moderate in Iran, is retiring and cannot run for office due to term limitations. But he has also been facing a lot of opposition, which is why he is being scapegoated for all the failures of Iran. Ebrahim Raisi, a hardliner and the head of the judiciary, is now widely regarded as the obvious favorite to succeed this moderate leader Hassan Rouhani as Iran's president. Raisi is considered to be a confidant of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and as president will toe the line of the top Iranian cleric, shifting Iran further towards Islamic extremism. However, the shady manner in which the presidential candidates have been picked in Iran this time around has split the Khamenei family right in the middle. Iranian elections are far from being free and fair, and a primary reason for the same is the process of vetting and approving candidates by a hardline body known as the Guardian Council. And the Guardian Council of Iran has selected 7 candidates, largely hardliners, for this month's presidential election, while rejecting numerous prominent hopefuls including moderate stalwarts like former parliamentary speaker Ali Larijani and the first vice president Ishaq Jahangiri. The propping up of Ebrahim Raisi has not gone down well with many Iranians who are threatening to boycott the elections. As a matter of fact, the hashtag #NoWayIVote is now a trend on Persian social media. In a televised address in which the supreme leader threw his weight behind Raisi, Khamenei urged all citizens to participate in the election, warning against those who promote voting abstention and saying they do not sympathize with the people. However, among this clerical class of the Khameneis, not many are happy with the way the victory path for Ebrahim Raisi is being laid out. According to Zahra Khameini, daughter of the Republic's founder Ruhollah Khameini, the unbelievable matter is to reject the candidacy of regime officials whose efforts are well documented since the beginning of the revolution and till this day in the service of the people and the revolution. So the family of the father of the Islamic Revolution of Iran has opposed the choices of the current supreme leader. Arab News also reported Hassan Khameini, Khamenei's grandson, as criticizing the Guardian Council's decision, saying, "Were I among the eligible candidates, I would have withdrawn my candidacy." Much of Iran's reformist movement is against the handpicking of Ebrahim Raisi as the presidential frontrunner. The reformists and moderates comprise a sizable chunk in Iran, and them boycotting the elections would be a severe blow to the legitimacy of the Iranian polls. However, Khamenei, the current supreme leader, has just too much at stake in these elections. With these polls, the supreme leader might very well be laying the floor for Ebrahim Raisi succeeding him as the next supreme leader. As has come to be noticed, it seems unlikely that anyone from within Khamenei's family will be chosen as the successor. Meanwhile, the 82-year-old Ayatollah is not done just yet. With Raisi in office, Khamenei plans to keep a firm grip over Iran's security and foreign policies, while also further strengthening the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Iran's military. And then, Iran is yet to avenge the killing of Qasem Soleimani and get a hold of a nuclear bomb. With such issues pending and Israel mounting continuous offensives against the Shiite nation, Ali Khamenei seems to have concluded that having a moderate as president might not be the best choice. The rise of Ebrahim Raisi is a very concerning development, and while he is a favorite of the supreme leader of Iran, he will mute the moderate voices with much more rigor and hasten the process of developing nuclear warheads, further worsening relationships with Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the US. Reformists and rights activists say they are alarmed by Raisi's background as a hardline judge, especially during the 1980s, when he was one of 4 judges who imposed death penalties on thousands of political prisoners. So, in his desperation to take Iran down the road of religious radicalism, however, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei seems to have alienated the family of the founding father of present day Iran, and that could have major repercussions.